And the news overnight was that the White House was nearing a deal with a preliminary deal with Iran to end the war. And the White House also said that it expects a response to the latest offer within 48 hours, and it wasn't clear what would happen after that 48 hours if there was no agreement done. So this is all just a continuation of this. The Fed fund futures really have not actually pulled a rate cut anywhere close into the future. And it's actually kind of amazing when you think about this from the perspective of where we were, just 60 days ago. Maybe you could say even 30 days ago, because we've rallied now 1,000 points from our profit targets of where traditional shorts had completed. And if we go back here and look at this from the perspective of the 12-hour chart is a lot easier to look at than, say, the daily chart here. But when we're thinking about this, where we were inside of this downtrend in all of the war fears, and this is why, price is the truth. We had short setups that we were running into on the 23rd of March. We hit a profit target, and then we broke this series of traditional shorts. This is where we broke trend. And we had our very first pullback after the trend break on Thursday, the 1st. And it was a one tick front run down here. We came within one tick of that very first long setup after the trend break. Then we had traditionals leading us to and through those profit targets that turned into extensions. And then we went into extensions of extensions. And then you could make a case here that these original extension long levels have just blown through their profit target again to create a new anchor. We've been using this week Thursday's lows to highs here as our line in the sand, and that's what we were going into the morning with. That we were using this or Monday's lows to highs as a line in the sand, but in actuality, the previous high at the 71.85.75 to highs is a more conservative variation of that support. So you can see those two long setups a little bit clearer when you go to a little bit smaller time frame. You can see the Monday's lows to highs and then the extension of the extension of the extension. We have not had a trend break in this entire run up. There has been no confirmation of the change in the VIX's trend. Now, there's been some questions about what the Fed fund futures or the dollar strength trade would have on our markets, but there's been no trend break in any way, shape, or form. And now we have a new extension to make a case for here, even in a more conservative variation of support than we have here from our Monday's lows to highs. And again, what was Monday's long setup here? It was last week's Thursday's lows to highs, or 2 Thursdays ago, lows to highs. And these are the variations of long setups that we were inside of on Monday. So as we move forward here into the week, are there other variations of more aggressive support levels? And we were trailing what was a highs to highs extension here. And what's interesting is that we haven't broken it to even make a case for the pullback into the larger support level, which is an incredibly bullish setup to begin with. And you can see that our Friday's highs to highs is actually creating a... This stream continues at eMiniAddict.com. The link is in the description. Join me there for tools and resources for learning measured move trading. I wrote the book on the measured move. Check out the hundreds of others that have learned trading plan development, pattern recognition, money management, and trading discipline with me to become the best, most confident trader that you can be.